Good morning. It is Tuesday, November 29th. I got up today and I went to the dentist. And I have a cavity. That's no fun. But I suppose, being in my mid-30s and this only being the second one I have ever had, I know a lot of people have had a lot worse. So, I guess I'll be grateful for that at least. But, I'll take more time off work in a few weeks. Bah. Oh well. We'll get it taken care of. Is what it is, eh? Now I'm gonna go get some groceries, because I haven't gone to Costco for groceries since car issue, so gotta get some of that. Then get home, work on some stuff. And work on stuff I have. I have made the graphic for next year's Jadekind Gaming intro and outro. So I signed up for the Digital Juice service, so I got music from there. I think since 2013, like middle of 2013, was when I started that channel. This will be like, during this year, I'm going into, the period where I've been doing it 10 years. So I went back towards, some of the more traditional graphic look. Just sort of the green 3D text against black. Admittedly, that traditional look is 2015 is where that started. But the first 2 years, like the first year, I just had like a solid image that appeared and disappeared. Then second year, I forget what I did. I wasn't. Anyways, it took a couple years before I got like a graphic. I'm like, there's what I like. That's like the classic look for the logo. But I did that for the first couple of years, and I've done a variety of different things in years since. But definitely an upgrade from what I did then. But with that same general just text in the empty field of black. So yeah, that's fun. And also that means that I can get that imported into the editing software and start editing. I think I have one video for next year filmed. But that'll be something to edit and get going. But for now, it is Tuesday. And even though I had the day off and I've done other things and all that stuff, it's now to the point right around when I would get off work if I was working. And so I got to think about, well, what am I doing with my evening on Tuesday? It's movie day. And so I'm still making it movie day. Yeah, I did some other stuff beforehand, but it's still movie day. And a couple decisions. I am going to continue with James Bond. Daniel Craig's second, which should be the only one that I'd owned before. One of two that I'd seen. I've also seen Skyfall. Loved Skyfall. Can't wait to get to that one. This one is Quantum of Solace, which I did not care for. Maybe I'll like it more. One of the big reasons that I did not care for it is it was confusing. I did not understand it. I did not know what was going on. So maybe I'll understand it better this time around or something? I don't know. But you know what? I'm so close to being caught up on all the James Bond movies. And that is fun. That's a fun idea. That by the time they decide on and get a new James Bond, I can just go into those movies having seen everything beforehand. That'll be cool. But for now, I'm going to settle in and watch Quantum of Solace. And I would give 007 Quantum of Solace a 6.6 out of 10. It is still a very confusing movie, although significantly less confusing having seen Casino Royale. We'll discuss. First, from the back of the box. Daniel Craig returns as James Bond on a non-stop quest for justice that crisscrosses the globe, Bond meets the beautiful but feisty Camille, who leads him to Dominic Green, a ruthless businessman and major force within the mysterious Quantum organization. When Bond uncovers a conspiracy to take control of one of the world's most important natural resources, he must navigate a minefield of treachery, deception, and murder to neutralize Quantum before it's too late. This movie is a direct sequel to Casino Royale. As in, it takes place somewhere between days, or hours to days after the final scene of Casino Royale, with the bad guy that he, had at his feet at the end scene of that movie in his trunk still at the beginning of this movie. The Mr. White. So this is just picking up from where that one left off. So not only is that villain and who they are only relevant to if you knew that previous movie, but so is it Matthias, whatever, his contact, who he thought had betrayed him, but later learned hadn't. So I guess maybe it's a little longer, because it seems like some time had passed for him, but James Bond's still driving around with that guy in the trunk of his car, so it couldn't have been that long. So Matthias is a character that ends up being an ally here and having an emotional scene because of him that you don't get if you hadn't seen things before. Felix Leiter's relationship with Bond, which can be assumed from some previous instances of Felix, but it's directly picking up from where things were left off before. The whole motivation, because it calls it a quest for justice, but it's a quest for revenge, and really him going from the point where he says, I'm not after revenge, I'm just doing the job, when really he's after revenge, to at the end, he gets to the point where he can get his revenge, but he chooses to do the job, let the system take care of what, who's done wrong, where he's able to. So, it kind of going from the scale of one end to another, from where he is seeking revenge to when he finally gets that chance at his hands to give the person up to other authority. But that's all revenge because of the love and betrayal and etc. that was at the plot of the previous movie. Like it's all tied to what happened in the previous movie, which, again, I had not seen Casino Royale when I'd seen this one, so that definitely hindered with understanding the first time, and I understood at least kind of, what he's seeking revenge for this time, why he's all angry. Anyways, as he goes through some, trying to get information from this, figure out who was behind things last time. Quantum is the name of the organization. Okay. And Solace would be to console someone who is sad, which is both happening to him as he's sad from the previous movie, and also him helping someone else who's seeking revenge against someone who's very tied to this whole thing as well, because they are sad, because they had bad childhood, and they want revenge for the person that caused that. They get it. And I think them getting is part of what helps him to be able to just set aside his. But through chasing that, they end up following after this Mr. Green, Dominic Green, who's getting America to make bad agreements with foreign dictators in order to get oil on a bit of property he has. When there is no oil, what's there is water, and he's actually just trying to, when it says most important natural resources, throughout the movie, you're led to believe he's after oil, but people are there's no oil there, but he's I want it. I want that land. It's because it's where all the water is being held in a desert, and he's like, oh, ha ha, now I hold all the water in this desert. If you want to drink, you must come to me. I am villain. But there is a point where he finally gets that villain, and he has him in his car, and then we cut to him being released, like, into the desert where he's gonna end up dying. Basically, middle of desert. Here's a can of motor oil if you get thirsty. The people that you work for are after you because you just betrayed them by giving me information. The audience does not get that information. What did he give up? Who knows? What's the information that we've been looking for this whole time? Who knows? Then we jump to that end scene where the guy that he's, the significant other who had sort of betrayed the woman he loved from the Vesper from the previous movie, you know, he gets him in the room and he has him at gunpoint. And then the next scene, we cut ahead to him walking out, greeting him, the other people going to take care of him. Did you kill him? Nope, I left him alive. Nope, he's learned, he's doing things properly, he's not seeking his revenge, great. But he'd questioned him. He got what he needed. What was that? What was that information? Who knows? The audience doesn't get to know. Basically, you spend the movie going after the answers to kind of vague questions. What is quantum? Why did this guy betray Vesper? The answers? James Bond learns. The audience does not. Wait, so what's going on? It's a very unsatisfactory ending to a movie. You're basically told the plot is to find information. And in the end, you're just told, well, we found it. We're good now. What is the information, though? We got it. We couldn't come up with a script of anything that's, like, good enough to be entertaining, so just trust us. We got it. We're good now. Movie over. But I've gone along with you for nearly 2 hours on getting this information. I would like to have it. Nah. It's good. Did you see that action scene? It was cool, right? And it was. Cool action scenes. We got them. We got sort of light boat chase. We got a plane chase. We got a car chase. We got a foot chase. We got lots of explosions. We got some gunfight. We got burning buildings. We got, the Goldfinger classic of dead woman on the bed covered in a substance that should not be covering her. Not gold this time, but oil. Very reminiscent shot of Goldfinger, though. Made me sad. I liked that character. Strawberry Fields. Strawberry fields forever. We got M, like, trying to defend James to, like, other people while James is doing things that seem really suspicious. Like, why isn't he following protocol? But he's going rogue again, but he's going rogue because he's doing his job and that's the best way he knows how to do it. All the fun, cool action stuff of James Bond is there. It's fun. It's just super confusing. Also, one of our big center movie action scenes is done artistically, where it's happening, like, where you're not hearing the audio from the action scene, but you're hearing the audio from the play that it keeps intercutting with, which is some sort of surrealist opera, which in and of itself is a confusing thing. And now they're using that to intercut big action scene, centerpiece of movie, of a confusing movie. It's like they're trying to be confusing, and they're doing it. They just don't care if we're confused. They don't care. So it was fun, it was cool, it looked neat. We had a few emotional beats, but overall, I'm kind of confused with the plot progressing. I was even more confused if I didn't see the previous movie, which is particularly a thing because James Bond has never been a sequential. Like, you could just hop in on any James Bond movie and it's fine. Not this one. Watch Casino Royale first. 100% you gotta. Or this makes no sense. Barely makes sense if you have seen it. And then at the end, we're just kind of let down with the answers. You're like, wasn't the action scene enough of a... Still, not as bad of a James Bond movie as Octopussy. You know. At no point did James Bond dress up as a clown. He looked cool. He looked beaten up and exploded. He looked tough. Never a clown. So better than that one. But yeah, no. Oh well. The next one is Skyfall. I've seen Skyfall. Skyfall I like. Although I do wonder, because this one directly followed the previous, if maybe there's more details in Skyfall. Because some of the motives of villain in Skyfall I always found confusing. I wonder if it's tied to this. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to call it a night. Day's been pretty long. Back to work tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues.